Arsen, there have already been some very noticeable indications of delay in the initial construction phase of the TRIPP, Trump Route for International Peace and Prosperity, with tensions escalating in and around Iran, and bearing in mind that TRIPP is a US brokered arrangement. How concerned are you about the possible delay and its implications for Azerbaijan-Armenian peace process?
That's a great question, and that's one of the topics that is also being quite widely discussed here in Armenia. On the one hand, there is the political aspect of it, which is how important will it be depending on how things develop in case of Iran. A lot actually depends on what the outcome of this war in Iran will be. And that will sort of ultimately also cause whether it's a delay or acceleration of the process, whether this will be even a more viable and a more needed sort of transportation route, or will it be less important depending on how things develop. So that's part of the reason why I was saying that, obviously, and Ahmed was also mentioning that here we have a common understanding and pretty much the same approach on stability in Iran, and sooner rather than later a solution there. Now, the delay was also acknowledged by the Armenian government. Obviously, the US is extremely busy with what's happening in Iran and in the Hormuz Strait, and generally in the wider Middle East. We see the nonstop escalation of this war, not just in Iran, but also in Lebanon and in other areas where we see missiles flying in thousands now by now. And that definitely keeps US foreign policy, whether it's on our region or in general, quite busy with this Iran thing. It's a very difficult thing to sort of predict at this point, because I don't think anyone can actually call what the outcome of this war is going to be. However, again, depending on the outcome, there might be an even more extensive process. I think what Armenia and Azerbaijan in this case should do is continuing conversation with the US on this particular issue, and make sure that the conversation, and not beyond the conversation, the technical aspects and the physical infrastructure building aspects start earlier than later. At this juncture, hearing the extremely dangerous rhetoric that we see and a further escalation of the war in Iran, again, it's very difficult to come out and say or talk about a possible quick solutions when it comes to TRIPP, or when it comes to whoever is going to be the investor, whoever is going to work on the particular technical parts and the modalities of the road.